Theravada Buddhism has been deeply rooted in Myanmar for centuries. It has become a refuge for monks who practice vipassana meditation. One of the eminent vipassana meditation teachers in Myanmar, who is worthy of special veneration, was born in the north of Myanmar at a small village named Sekong Village, which is about 7 miles to the west of the town of Shwebo. Master Mountwin was born on 29th of July 1904. He became the Venerable Usobana Mahathera, better known as Mahasi Sayadaw of the Mahasi Meditation Center. The Dhamma path of Mahasi Sayadaw started when he was ordained as Samanera, or novice, at the age 12 and received the name of Sobana. On reaching the age of 20, he was ordained a Theravada Bhikkhu on 26th of November 1923. From then, he was a devout monk for the rest of his life. His remarkable intelligence was evident from the first year of becoming a monk. He passed the government Pali examination in all the 3 classes, lower, middle, and highest, in the following 3 successive years. In the 4th year after his bhikkhu ordination, he proceeded to Mandalay, noted for its preeminence in Buddhist studies, and there he had a chance to learn from many famous monks. In the 5th year after his bhikkhu ordination, he went to Molamyai to teach the Buddhist scriptures at Tawai Galei Taijao Monastery. In the 8th year after his bhikkhu ordination, he dropped his teaching work and went on pilgrimage with another monk with the bare necessities of a bhikkhu, in order to search for a clear and effective method of practicing meditation. At Patong, he met the Venerable U Narada, the well-known vipassana meditation teacher, who is also known as Mingun Zedawun Sayadaw I, or the teacher of Mingun Zedawun. He then placed himself under the guidance of this Sayadaw and proceeded with an intensive course of meditation practice. Mahasi Sayadaw had to return to Molamyai Monastery to take charge of the monastery in the place of the former abbot who had passed away. In 1941, when the government arranged the Pali lectureship examination for the first time, he passed the exam on the first attempt and was awarded the title of Sasanadatta Siri Pawara Dhammacharya.
Burma, military area, causing much...
Once World War II began and the Japanese army invaded, the authorities gave an evacuation order to those living near the Tawai Galei. This town was close to an airfield and hence exposed to air attacks. Joining the monks at Tawai Galei Temple, Mahasi Sayadaw needed to evacuate to another safe place as well. This time, the Sayadaw chose to return to his hometown, Sekong, to devote himself to his own practice of vipassana meditation and to the teaching of it to others. He took residence at a monastery known as Mahasi. Since then, the villagers called him Mahasi Sayadaw, or the teacher of the Big Drum Monastery. Even though it was wartime, and Shwebo town was at times subjected to almost daily air attacks, Mahasi Sayadaw wrote his great work, Manual of Insight, This Manual of Insight comprises 858 pages, and it was finished in just 7 months. It is a comprehensive and authoritative treatise expounding both the doctrinal and the practical aspects of meditation. The reputation of Mahasi Sayadaw as an able teacher of insight meditation, vipassana, has spread throughout the Shuebo Sky region, including Sky Town, which is not far from Mandalay. There, Sir U Tuing, senior statesman of Myanmar, who was a Buddhist and diligently and seriously promoted Buddhism works, received a chance to listen to Dhamma talks from Mahasi Sayadaw directly. Then, Prime Minister of Myanmar, U Nu, and Sir U Tuing requested that the Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw come to Yangon in 1949 to give training in meditation practice. From the first group of 25 meditators, the amount of meditators dramatically increased. At the present, there are 700 Vipassana meditation centers all over Myanmar, and the same in other near Buddhist countries such as Thailand and Sri Lanka. Mahasi Sayadaw had an important role in the historic 6th Buddhist Council held at Yangon for 2 years, from 1954 to 1956. He was one of the final editors of the canonical texts. He also had an important responsibility by being the questioner, Puchaka. He had to ask the questions concerning the respective canonical texts that were to be recited. They were then answered by an erudite monk with a phenomenal power of memorizing the entire Pali Buddhist scripture, Venerable Vichitta Sarabhivamsa, who then answered those questions. This was an important event for Buddhism. It could be compared to the first council held 100 days after the passing away of the Buddha. It was the Venerable Mahakassapa who put forth those introductory questions, which were then answered by the Venerable Upali and the Venerable Ananda. Mahasi Sayadaw was an important figure of Buddhism. His work at the Buddhist Council was essential, and he was authored more than 100 writings and translations in both Burmese and Pali. Because of his valuable work, in 1952, Mahasi Sayadaw was awarded the title of Agamaha Pandita by the government of Myanmar for his work in Buddhism. There were not only Buddhists in Myanmar who received Buddha Dhamma from Mahasi Sayadaw. He also undertook several travels abroad to preach Dhamma and teach Vipassana meditation for all who were interested in Dhamma, including Asia, Europe, and North America. Mahasi Sayadaw followed the path of the Buddha with loving kindness and setting a good example for his pupils to follow. He wasn't only diligent in his practice of meditation, he also gave wise guidance to people in a life of 78 years. On the evening of the 13th of August 1982, he had given an introductory explanation to a group of new meditators. Nobody thought that was the last time Mahasi Sayadaw would give a Dhamma talk, since he taught even in his old age. The Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw succumbed to a sudden and severe cerebral stroke and passed away on 14th of August. Even though he has been gone from this world for a long time, his works, including his clear vipassana meditation methods, have had a beneficial impact on many hundreds of thousand meditators around the world to this day. The Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw is a teacher who had wisdom in both the doctrinal and the practical aspects of vipassana meditation. He was also diligent and kind. He was a great example of a Buddhist monk and was very important for Buddhism in this era.